Good afternoon. FreeSpirit Fabrics here. We are here with an Inspired By, and we are excited to see you all again. We've been on again, off again a little bit over the past few months, but we're always happy to come on live to visit with all of you, all of our FreeSpirit fans, our quilters and makers out there. We're always happy that you join us. We are here today. We're so kind of wonderful. Helen and Jenny are here to talk to us today about their collection that is coming out next year called Field Cloth. It is shipping in May of 2024, and it is a collection of 18 SKUs or designs. You will hear us talk about, we interchange the two terms, so if you hear us talking SKUs, they're just numbers, but if we're talking designs, it's the beautiful designs that you're working with as you're quilting and making wonderful projects with their collection. So we are here with them. I'm going to switch the camera over to them momentarily and welcome them to join us today. We are coming from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a beautiful fall day here. We don't know where you're all coming from, but please share with us where you're tuning in from. We love to know. And Helen and Jenny, you'll have to tell us where you're coming from, because I know that you visit one another, and I'm not sure which state you're in, if you're in Arizona or you're in Utah, one of the two, but you can tell us when you get on. I know that you're coming from there. But we're really excited today to have them, and they're going to talk to us about the collection, and there's a wonderful program that they have coming up with this collection that'll be shipping in May, like I said, of next year. And this is called a Butterfly Fields Block by Block. It's a quilt-along kit, and again, I will let them fill in all the details for you with that. If you're currently sewing with the Floral Felicity program that they're running this year, and if you're a fan of that, which we know many of you are, here's another program coming, so we're really excited to share that with you. So I am not going to keep talking any longer here. I am going to change this over to Helen and Jenny, so hold on one second. There you are. So welcome Helen, welcome Jenny. So kind of wonderful. We are very happy to have you join us today, and please tell us all about the wonderful things you've been working on, what you've been creating with your field cloth, and what you have coming up.
Hello, thanks, Sharon.
Yeah, hi.
Thanks for the invite. We always love to come and do Inspired By with you.
Yeah.
Well, we love having you.
We were just joking around that I am the so kind and she is the wonderful.
That's right.
Well, it's better that it's both, two really nice words for each other, right?
Hey,
That's right.
Yes. Helen.
And Jenny.
Yes. All right.
We are partners and sisters with this company.
That's right. And we have been frantically sewing and making and loving this fabric. So we're very excited to talk about it.
You caught us right before the big frenzy of getting ready for Quilt Market and Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, and it's perfect. Helen was here this week. So
yes, we've been
great timing.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our projects to show you all.
That's right. Well, I have one on my long arm when I get home to Arizona. Oh, we are in Utah.
Oh, you're in Utah.
I get home to Arizona. I've got 2 days to finish the other butterfly quilt. So we made 2 of these.
Yep.
Right.
And, yes.
One's going to be in our booth and one will be in your booth at Quilt Market. Right.
So we had a great time.
Well, my darling daughter, she pieced this. So when I was quilting, she was piecing, and she said it was the most fun quilt she's ever made, because it kept her very engaged the whole time. And she is 24. So it takes a lot to keep a 24-year-old engaged.
Yes. And then I was spending time with family in Europe. So when I got home, I then started piecing my butterflies. And fortunately, I'm a very fast piecer, but I was having a great time piecing the butterflies also. And I kept calling Brittany, okay, this one is so fun. We do this and we do this. And yes.
Yeah,
so
right.
It was very fun. Very fun.
That's
so
awesome.
Let's talk about that. Why is it fun?
Well, and Sharon's got a little bit of input on this quilt too.
That's right,
We're
Sharon.
bring her up.
We
What do
should
you mean?
actually credit you with the inspiration.
Well, what do you think we mean?
With what? Right.
The original plan for this was to make these little butterflies, and they're pretty teeny. You can see my hand.
And all 9 patches for all of the butterflies. And so we were out to lunch with Sharon and Deb, and Sharon's like, well, how fun would it be if you put little like different
If you
patches in
changed
the
it
wings?
and not one of
Oh.
them.
Do you remember
was
that
a
conversation?
I do. Now I remember.
And we were like, and all we did was look at each other and go, yes,
Yeah,
we will be changing that.
but we had to make it
Glad that I inspired you. How do you like that?
right.
Well, we know that you literally look at hundreds of designs, probably weekly. Like that is your job, is to create, how to make, what does fabric look good in?
Right.
So when you said that, we really value your opinion because we know.
Oh, well,
your
thank you.
background.
I appreciate that.
So yes, so the only thing we had to do is make the butterfly a little bigger,
Mhm.
because that would have been a really teeny patchwork.
So
Oh,
let's
right.
move back here, so you can see how much bigger we had to make it.
Wow. Yes, you did.
So that we could make patchwork blocks without, and
Right.
that,
So now the fun part of the butterfly is the basic butterfly shape is always the same. And what you're making are these 5-inch patchwork blocks.
Mhm.
So we looked at traditional patchwork and we just pulled out some of our favorites, and then we tweaked a few others. And now you make 2 matching patchworks, and then you put it in the butterfly.
Mhm.
So
It's great. I love the quilt. You guys did an awesome job.
thank
So it's
you.
really like a sampler, but it's a modern sampler.
Right. And
Right.
so a skill builder, like if
Right.
you're not great at half square triangles or quarter square triangles or split quarter triangles, you're going to get really good at that.
Mhm.
We use a method in our pattern because we wrote the pattern also. You'll always square your half square triangles down, because I'm not a great piecer. I need the square up step to make everything match.
Yep.
So
yep, and we truly believe in squaring up blocks.
yes, that's
Yes,
what, that's actually what
Yeah.
makes you a really good piecer. So,
Right. Right. I mean, when everything aligns in the end, it makes the whole process, so much better.
right.
Right?
Yes.
Sure. I mean, when you work so hard on something and then you go sewing it together and it doesn't fit, it's like you want to throw it out the window.
Right. You're
I
so
know.
frustrated. Yes.
Right.
The other thing that's really fun about this quilt is you're using 6 fabrics for each butterfly. So it's a really fun play on the fabric collection, because
Mhm.
there's 18 fabrics, but when you put different combinations together, they totally play differently with each other.
Well, and like it's 18 different fabrics, but doesn't it feel like there's like 30 different fabrics in this?
Yeah.
Like it's really fun how the mix of combination of the fabrics and the backgrounds with the focus, it really gives each butterfly block tons of personality.
And we used 6 different fabrics as backgrounds here. And then that gave a lot of variety to how they kind of play with the different fabrics.
Mhm.
And then there's only one of those backgrounds we brought in as like a main butterfly focus. This one, because we really love how this light sage can either play really neutral behind another fabric,
Mhm.
or it can actually play as the focus.
Right.
That one's very fun.
Yeah. No, I love the depth that it has, with what you're saying, like the background of this, you've got the lighter colors, but you also have the darker colors. And, the way that you're both pointing it out, we can see very easily how the whole collection plays very nicely with one another, because you've got it on so many different backgrounds and it's working, right? It's not like one of these butterflies is lost. They all pop right off the quilt.
Yes, and it was fun to kind of mix those moody darks and mix them with each other.
Mhm.
Sometimes we like to pick that high contrast, but
Right.
like this is a really good example of, we've got the yellow really stands out, and then we have that moody wine color
Mhm.
on the charcoal, and
Yeah.
it gives some real interest
Mhm.
to
Really
the quilt.
beautiful.
Yeah,
And what
Yeah.
quilter doesn't love a butterfly, right?
right.
Exactly.
And we actually
Exactly.
have a butterfly in this collection on the fabric.
We do.
Which one is it on?
It's on this one.
It's called Sky is the name of it. I'm sure you,
Oh,
oh wait, there's Sky and Flutter.
Oh. Oh, yeah, it's on this one. Oops.
No, that's, oh, Butterfly. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
That's Butterfly. I'm thinking.
You were
But it's
thinking-
on that one too, Jenny.
Mhm.
Oh, it
Oh,
is.
no.
You're right.
Yes, it's on all three of these.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep. It is. It's right in there.
yeah.
And the butterfly that we used, instead of drawing one, we actually used a real butterfly, right?
Yeah, it was a
It's a-
vintage art I got. And it was a dried butterfly.
Oh,
Right,
Yeah,
right.
And that's why
Yeah.
it has so much detail and interest to
So
it.
it's kind of fun.
Anyway, so,
We like to take real objects and then transfer them onto
yes.
fabric. We're known to do that.
so let me ask you a question. This is like off the cuff. So when you start designing a collection, how long would you say it takes? I mean, you know, I'm like listening to what you just said about just the butterfly. I mean, that's just one SKU of 18. So, you know, would you say it takes you 6 months? Does it take you less? Does it take
Oh.
you?
This one actually came together very fast.
So we are pattern designers.
Right.
And fabric designers. So our fabric choice collection color, it's like us hunkering down for 2 weeks and that's all we do. Because that's
Okay.
all we have time for. Does
Right.
that make sense?
But,
Yep.
But
if we start with a pattern in mind,
yes.
that is where we work best. So we had the idea for the butterflies and for a couple others. And then that pushed us to like create different prints with different designs on them. And the inspiration for this collection is actually days spent at grandma's house outside, you know, in her fields, in her garden.
Right. So we talk about
Yeah.
it, like we've already talked about our next collection.
Yes.
It's in our head, we're processing it, but then when we get together, then it's like, okay.
Do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That's
And
great.
So I
Yeah.
mean, like with anything, right? I mean, whether it be the fabric inspires you to create or whether it be the pattern inspires you to make, you have something that has inspired you as a theme for a collection.
right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And we kind of kept pushing through. So cottage cloth was the last time.
Yeah.
And that was more about the inside of grandma's little cottage and time. So then we took this one outside. So this is an extension of that inspiration. And
Yep.
and so we've had a lot of
A
fun with
lot
it.
of a lot of the images, well, a lot of the prints,
This
graphics,
yes.
pictures, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
They're all just outdoor filling, you know, like we have.
Well, this little cottage rose, grandma had
Right.
tons of wild roses. And so this was one, I think I just sketched it. I just like,
Yeah, you
okay,
did.
let's sketch a little rose.
Yeah.
And then we pulled that into a couple different,
And then a
colored
dandelion,
them.
like a little dandelion
Poof.
poof. you
she
know.
has tons in her yard. She always did. We were
Mhm.
like, that would be
Right.
fun.
And
What, the
then,
dandelions?
Yes,
Yeah.
that little green.
Right.
the
Did you
poof-
make a wish and then blow them everywhere?
Yes. And no wonder she had so many in her yard because we
Right.
just kept spreading the seeds.
Yeah. and then we knew we wanted a hummingbird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Lots of hummingbirds at her
My
place.
Oldest is an artist, so I said, Taylor, I need a hummingbird. We're artists too, but
Mhm.
a little bit different.
Right.
So he in an hour drew me a hummingbird.
That's
So
awesome.
Yes.
it's like, all right, that was good.
That works.
So, and this one, you know, you've got like just these little twiggy leaves. And we
Right.
use this how many times?
It's on the green.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
also on one of the,
yeah. So it's on
um,
this background. too.
yeah.
Yeah, really pretty.
So everything is was very inspired by what
Or-
you would be
yeah.
doing if you were outside playing at grandma's house.
Yeah, very organic.
Right.
So, yeah, that was our inspiration.
And the colors, we're obsessed with this color collection.
This is a really great palette.
Like just how the colors go together. Instead of picking all light colors for our backgrounds, we only picked
One. We only
Only
have
one.
one white or one
right.
real
So
neutral.
like this one
But
Right.
then we have those
The
moody
darker ones.
backgrounds of
Well,
tan,
that
and
one's kind of light,
cream,
so maybe 2 light ones.
sage,
Yeah.
taupe. And that's really fun as a quilter to use those to show off your fabric. Because it's easy to pick whites and creams.
Right.
I mean, that always makes any color look amazing.
Mhm.
But sometimes you like to push yourself and try something new when you're doing patchwork. And that's where the different neutrals really play with this collection.
Right.
Mhm.
We, this was a last minute color we threw in. I think it was when we were actually creating this quilt behind us, Butterfly Fields.
Mhm.
We knew we needed, because we kind of do it back to back. Like we're
Mhm.
designing the pattern and the fabric at the same time to see how it works together.
Mhm.
So we knew we needed a good blue.
Cornflower. It's a cornflower blue.
Mhm.
And then this periwinkle. Is that what this one is?
Yeah.
Periwinkle. This is really hard. You don't see this color a lot.
Mhm.
And it plays blue and it plays purple.
Yeah, it's really
And
beautiful.
this one really has that like
Mhm.
interesting
Yeah.
play in here.
Right.
So this is a really fun one to have in there also. Yes. So
Should we
should we talk about the program?
Yes, let's
Yeah.
talk about the beautiful block by block quilt along.
Okay, so this is going to be a 10-week program that begins next summer when you receive your kit, and your kit will include all the fabric you need to make the quilt top
Yep.
with
Mhm.
binding and the pattern.
Yep.
It will use the Wonder Curve ruler, which is the
Mhm.
same tool we're using for Floral Felicity this year.
Mhm.
So we feel like this is a really good extension of anybody that has participated with Floral Felicity.
Mhm.
They're going to feel very comfortable using this tool.
Right. And if they haven't used it yet and they want to use it,
They'll still do great because
exactly.
we'll have videos.
Yeah.
We'll
Right.
still do a few tutorials on YouTube,
Mhm.
but it'll be much more maker paced. So you're not assigned, the goal is to what did we decide? 2 blocks a week?
10 weeks and there's 20 blocks.
Mhm.
So 2 a
So,
week.
yeah.
Or-
Yeah. Yes, that's what we decided. Yeah, I know. We're all trying to remember what we decided. We
Yep.
did this just so that the viewers know. I mean, when we work on these projects, it takes us like more than a year to like launch all of these projects. So by the time we're actually talking about them, it was probably a year ago or close to a
Yeah.
year ago that this all started. So yeah, so
Yeah.
this is great. And so did you just say this? So whether there were 2 of the same butterflies throughout the whole quilt for a total of 20
No,
butterflies, but
20 butterflies, but there are 20 different patchwork.
blocks.
Yeah.
So each one, okay,
Yes, you make it twice, but
right.
that one butterfly is absolutely unique. It's not repeated in the
Okay.
quilt.
Yeah.
So during
Perfect.
the sew along, you'll make 2 butterflies a week. They take about 2 hours a piece.
Mhm.
So we've made enough that we know it's going to take you about 2 hours, start to finish.
Right.
We'll still have cutting diagrams in the pattern where you'll cut all your fabric initially, and then you'll just have it and you'll just pull it out and you'll just be sewing from pieces you've already pre-cut. And that really is a fun way to do a sew along.
Right, exactly. So it's a great quilt. Love it. Like I said earlier, I know that quilters love to make butterflies. And again, you want to learn, different, like I hate to keep using the word sampler, but it's kind of, this is not a sampler quilt in a traditional way, but each butterfly wing showing a different block to do is like what you both have already said. It's a great skill builder. So, fun project. I mean, I'd say make the quilt as you see it. You could make smaller versions of it. You can make pillows with it. You could make bags with them. You could make more afterwards, buy some fabric from the collection, make the quilt, buy some fabric, make these other projects. I mean, this is a great project that I could see people making for, time and time in the future.
Oh, right. And the butterfly block, it finishes at 15 inches.
That's a good
15 and a
size.
quarter,
Mhm.
which you could even trim down to exactly
Yeah.
15 because there's a little border on it.
Right.
So it's a really, really fun block to make.
Size, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice size.
And we'll definitely do another Facebook page just for this little sew
Mhm.
along, so people can go on there, ask questions, share their blocks, and that's where we'll post our videos, our YouTube videos.
Great.
One of the really fun things about making the little patchwork is when you make the patchwork, a lot of them are half square triangles or quarter square triangles.
Mhm.
And if you've ever worked with a lot of those, you know that you can actually make this and then you can choose your own layout. So there's a lot of room for individual expression
Mhm.
within the pattern, exactly how it's written. You'll just lay out your patchwork a little bit differently if you want to.
It's true. Yep.
Mhm.
So that's always fun when you get to personalize a quilt.
Right. No, that's a great suggestion. So, all right. So like, Helen and Jenny have already said, so for this particular project, and this is called the Butterfly Fields Block by Block Quilt Along Kit. If you are a retailer, you need to place an order by November 6th of this year. And this project, this whole thing will be shipping out next year in May, and the program will start in June and complete, every other week, like Helen and Jenny already said. They'll be working on, different.
Yep, it'll be every week.
Oh,
Twice a week.
every,
Yes, twice a week for 10 weeks. Well, you'll make 2 butterflies a week.
Mhm.
We're not
But-
gonna, I don't know, we kind of imagined it more of like, we introduce it
But
to you.
But we'll show multiple, we'll
Yes.
probably not do a video, we'll do like a few videos at a time.
Right,
Showing.
showing how to make the
Yeah.
patchworks.
Gotcha. It's a
Yeah.
great guide. And then I just want to say, and Helen, you already said this, that, if you are doing floral felicity, if you already have the ruler, the Wonder Curve ruler, you get to use it again with this project. So,
Exactly.
you potentially mastered the ruler. And if you haven't tried the ruler yet, we encourage you to purchase the ruler and jump in on this program.
Mhm.
Again, if you're a retailer, you need to order soon. If you're a quilter and you're watching and you want to make this, you need to reach out to your retailer and you need to let her know that you are definitely interested in participating in this, and ask your local retailer to order this program.
So Sharon, one thing that you and I have talked a lot about, when you look at this, you might think that this is an applique experience, and
Right.
it is not. This
Right.
is all pieced,
Right.
and it's an easy way to piece curves.
Mhm,
All the pieces are oversized just a little bit.
mhm.
When you sew the curves, you don't find the center or pin. You actually have the curves going away from each other and they just feed, and you bring the curved edges together, press and square up your blocks.
Right.
So we use this method for all of our curved piecing.
Yep.
If somebody's never sewn any of our projects and this is appealing to them, they could go to our YouTube channel and watch a video on any of our curved piecing projects, because we're doing the same methods with all of them.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's very, very doable. Like
Yes.
we do not pretend to be applique people.
Mhm.
And these sew up, that's why they're a 2-hour block.
Right.
They're fast. You piece the curve and then you square up your blocks.
Right.
And everything gets broken down into units. Like this is a unit, you're adding more here. So it's not big continuous curved pieces.
Mhm.
They're squares and rectangles that have a curve on them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you pointed that out, Helen, that it's not an applique project, because you're right. It does look like it is. So I think that that's what's so interesting about your ruler too. You know what I mean? To be able to create a project like this where it looks like applique, but I know there are many hand sewers out there who absolutely love that work, and but there are many people that
Yes.
want to get on the machine and they want to get it done. So this is the project for you.
Yeah.
So did you want to show, I mean, is there, I wanted to say that this is a 60 by 75 inch
Yes.
quilt, and
Yeah.
we are calling this advanced beginner. And again, like Helen already said, this is an easy curved piecing project. So if anyone has any questions, please put them in, in the comments, and we will answer them as best we can. And we strongly encourage you to jump on if you're interested in this project, which I know everybody is.
Yes, and there will be FreeSpirit usually posts shops that are participating. Will they do that again?
Yes.
So that as makers, they can find a shop that's participating with this.
Yes, we usually do that after the orders have been placed. So if a retailer has placed an order with us, and then once we are, have all of the orders in, then we will put that listing up. So if anybody does miss it and they're watching this later, they can certainly reach out to their local retailer and say, hey, do you have any of these kits? And they're going to say yes.
Most of them order extras, like they have pre-orders and then they also order extra.
Right, exactly.
And
So,
we have other quilts we would love to show you.
yes, we want to see them. We want
And
to see.
They are also available for pre-order at sokindofwonderful.com.
Yes,
Okay.
we will make kits for these others because we only sell our own fabric.
Right.
And that, but
But shops can make them
Yes,
too. Because
shops,
it's in
yes.
the FreeSpirit anyway.
Mhm.
shops can also kit these up. So
All right.
So that's crisscross applesauce, and that is 70 inches by 87 inches. That's a beautiful quilt.
it is, it's a really fun quilt.
Yes.
This
It is.
block is 18 inches by 18 inches. And there's just a few flying geese.
I can see that. Just a few, just a couple.
This was inspired by a vintage quilt that was hanging across from us in Houston last year. And we
Oh,
were so inspired by it. We're like, we want to make something very similar to this.
mhm.
Yeah.
And this new collection was very fun to use.
And look how different, I mean, look how different from the butterfly quilt, and
Yeah.
the fabrics go beautifully together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
very nice.
Here we use the darker ones as the flying geese.
Mhm.
And then the medium tone ones are the curves. And then the backgrounds are 4 of the lighter neutrals.
Mhm. Very nice.
Really a fun project.
Nicely done. So you said that you will be offering kits in these quilts that you're showing us.
Yes, they are. You can pre-order a kit. It's live on our website already. So
Okay, that's awesome.
All right. This one is called 9-Patch Revival. And it's just a remake on one of our most popular classic patterns that first came out like 12 years ago.
yes,
And we're smarter at writing patterns. So we redid the pattern, redid the layout, and then used filled cloth fabric. So we love it. We
Yeah,
love
that's really beautiful.
and look how different.
Mhm,
We use this taupe as as the setting,
mhm.
and it really feels like a stained glass window.
It does.
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah.
very.
I was gonna say like a cathedral window almost. It looks, like that block cathedral window.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really, really beautiful. We're very excited about it. We always love it when we revisit a design that we've had out for a long time
Mhm,
and can find ways to just do it differently.
mhm.
Yep. And then this is the
That one.
last one. And this one is called Compass, and it uses our quick straight ruler.
Wow. I love that. So this one's, a little bit more angular than the others that you've shown, and it's still so
Curve.
pretty. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Very nice. And this one is a 59 by 59 for size. The other thing, wow, look at that. Can you bring it a little closer?
Yeah, the quilting is fantastic.
Yeah. Who did the quilting, Jenny?
Well,
Jenny did
I
the
did.
quilting on this. Yeah.
we're supposed to ask something like that.
No, you are. Because we do all our own quilting. We do
Yeah.
all the amazing custom quilting. We also do the straight line quilting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so, we do it's really fun to do the whole process. Design the fabric, the
Mhm.
pattern, the tools, piece
Yeah.
it, quilt it, show it off, talk about it.
It's really satisfying, right? I mean,
Yes.
to bring it from beginning to end. I think that that's great. You're both so talented in all phases of the quilting. So thank
Well,
you for that. We love you for that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Now, there was one other thing. Well, I mean, I don't mean to interrupt your thought
No,
process. We
no.
did want to make sure that we also talked about your cotton lawn fabric.
Yes.
Yeah.
We still have not received it from the mill, so fingers crossed. It's supposed to get here this week, so we have a quilt going on tomorrow. We hope it goes on. So,
Right.
and
so the story behind that
Yeah.
is we use that fabric all the time for our backing.
Use cotton lawn for your backings all the time.
yes,
For our
Okay.
backing fabric. And what it does is it helps eliminate fold lines, fold creases on the top of your quilt.
Oh.
And it makes your quilt lighter because we travel a lot and people hang up quilts on their walls. So anytime a quilt is lighter, it's just easier to handle.
yes, it is.
So we're
And-
really excited to
Yeah, we're very excited about
use
this.
it.
Yes.
Wow. So
And we should make some clothes out of it for
Yes.
March in the
Yes.
next 3 days.
Yes, because, oh, that's what we could do.
But we don't
'Cause-
have it yet. But
right.
we'll figure that out.
Cotton lawn just has that satiny, buttery feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the finish on it helps eliminate wrinkles, because it just doesn't crease like, regular quilter's cotton.
Right.
That's why we use it on the back of quilts. So we've used, FreeSpirit makes a lot of different prints of cotton lawn.
Mhm.
So over the years, we've just used whatever we can find because we love it. And
Right.
then it's really fun to have, I think there's 4 SKUs of field cloth that are getting made into the cotton lawn.
Mhm.
This one,
I was just going to ask you if you remember which ones they are. I know one of them is the butterfly one, right? The white on
this
white.
one, and
Right.
then sage.
It's this one.
Oh, yeah, and then the sage one.
Thanks, yeah. That one.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah,
And then this one.
Oh, very nice. These are great.
yeah. And then the butterfly.
Yeah.
And this one. Yes.
Beautiful.
And I think the scale is just a little bit
Larger.
bigger, not too
Mhm.
big, but I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah,
Right.
and so we're looking forward to it. Yes.
Yes. No. Well, Jenny, I love what you said because I didn't know that about cotton lawn backings. So
Oh.
I'm very curious to see
Right.
how that even works for us in our samples. That'll be
Yeah.
very
Right.
interesting to
It
see.
is.
Right.
Very noticeable because
Mhm.
we both have a few bolts that we've been working off of, but
Mhm.
when we run out, we're like,
Mhm.
oh, darn,
Yeah,
darn. Because now because when you custom quilt, it actually gets really heavy too.
yeah.
So this is another way to just lighten it just marginally, but it all adds up.
Right.
Yeah.
Lighten the load and plus eliminate wrinkles. That's always a nice thing, right?
Yes.
All right, so there'll be 4 cotton lawn SKUs and those are 54 inches wide. Is it?
Yeah. Yes,
Right?
it is. And
Yeah,
that's
okay.
another thing. There are less seams on the back of your quilt.
Right.
Oh, yeah, and that's always a bonus. Less seams in the back. We all, we piece the front. We don't want to have to piece the back
Exactly.
excessively, of course, but
Right.
right. So 54 inches wide backing, 4 SKUs. It'll be available in cotton lawn. You can use it on the back of your quilt, or as both Helen and Jenny have just said, you could definitely make some clothing out of it. Because I like the variety of the color that you've offered.
Yes, and
Mhm.
Sharon, does that have the same deadline for pre-ordering?
That's a very good question. I'm not sure on that. I'm hoping that somebody that's watching can run in here and tell me
Okay, well, we'll find
before we
out.
get off.
Either way, it's something that we can put in the comments when we,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll comment about that, but I feel like it's shipping around the same.
I think it is.
Right.
because It was in the last lookbook that I got last week. So that must be that May
Yeah.
2024. So yes, November 6th is probably the deadline. Mhm.
Yeah. Or thereabouts, but yes, we would encourage
Thereabouts.
everybody to take a look at the cotton lawn. I do have to say, and I know that you guys like our cotton lawn. You already said that you do. Oh, I think I might be getting an answer. Let me see, somebody's coming. Sarah's here. She'll let us know.
Yes,
Okay.
order date.
Same
much.
or same deadline.
Deadline. Okay,
Thank you, Sarah. So Sarah came to rescue us.
That's for Liz.
Oh, per Liz. Liz is listening. So thank you. So I forgot what I was going to say. What was I talking about? Oh, So the cotton lawn. So we do many, occasionally we do come out with the cotton lawn, and it's a beautiful, I know I work for FreeSpirit, but I'm telling you, as a maker, it's beautiful. The hand on it's beautiful. And then we have such wonderful designers, like So Kind of Wonderful, who then take their designs and put it on this cotton lawn, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, lightweight, multi-purpose fabric, and I would strongly encourage you to take a look at it and consider adding. I mean, the quilt backs are brilliant. I mean, I'm going to make a quilt just to put this on the back.
Yes.
You can make butterfly quilts.
Yes, it would really lighten up the butterfly, because there is a lot of piecing.
Yeah.
So anytime you have a lot of piecing, you have a lot of seams, and you have that 1/4 inch underneath.
Yeah.
Right.
So it will, and it's just beautiful on the back of quilts.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, ladies, I don't know, is there anything else you'd like to add for today, or are you?
It's very fun.
I think
I
Yeah.
think we covered it.
yeah.
Yeah, we're really excited. The collection, the colors, here's a little runner that we're actually piecing in it, and it shows off just how they just mix up together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we didn't really like, there's a really nice dark charcoal piece,
Right.
but this is navy. Okay, this is the one I use the most of. Don't ask me why.
Mhm.
That navy is just very fun.
Yeah, with the hummingbirds on it. Yeah. Very
And
nice.
then this like, what is that? Plum, lavender? Is it like a it's just, we had so much fun with
It's like a
how the
dusty
colors work
fun.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one? It's called Briar, right? Is that?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
I love that. I mean, so many of these have like such wonderful texture, feel to them. I know they're all on cotton. It's cotton fabric, but it looks like you can touch it and actually feel, some of the detail that's in the design. So
You know what,
nicely
Sharon,
done.
we made a conscious effort to kind of bring the scale down just a little bit,
Mhm,
because we knew we had these smaller pieces
mhm.
we were working with.
And there's only one directional fabric, and you can barely tell it's directional.
There you
So,
go. So that was a challenge to ourselves, because we
Yeah.
like directional fabric.
Mhm.
We're like, we need another stripe. We need a stripe. So it was like, all right, let's.
So every time we
Yes.
do a collection, we do something different.
We challenge ourselves
Yeah.
to like give a little bit different look.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, it's funny that you said something about the scale, because I was just about to say that, because the scale of this is very nice, it's very nice, and the color assortment is great as well. So nicely done, ladies. I'm excited about it. We do have the fabric here at FreeSpirit. We've been able to touch and see it and feel it. It's great. You can see everything that Helen and Jenny just made. You ladies just whip that up, those quilts up, right? While you were sleeping.
Yes, we
Just
don't
like
even
that.
sleep. We don't sleep.
You know?
What we do.
And we're all going to Quilt Market, and we as FreeSpirit will be in Houston next week. Helen and Jenny will also be there for the wholesale show, and then you are also staying afterwards for festival, correct?
So if you're coming to festival, we will have these quilts there, open to the public. You can come and look at them. You can order them.
Yeah.
And come and check out the fabric. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, come see
Design.
Helen and Jenny, and you always have a great booth. We love your patterns. We love your rulers. Again, you multi-talented ladies, and looking forward to see you next week. So thank you for joining us today.
Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome. And again, anyone that was watching today, whether you're a retailer or a consumer, please, if you're a retailer, make sure you place your orders by November 6th. And if you're a consumer and you're watching, and you want to make any of these projects, you want to order the fabric, make sure, you either place the order with So Kind of Wonderful, or you reach out to your local retailer and let them know that you are interested in he or her or she or they bringing the fabric into their shop. So that would be fantastic. So thank you, ladies. We'll see you next week. And thank you everyone for joining us today. We appreciate you tuning in. All right. Bye. We'll see you soon.